In other words, these gopis have become one. Their consciousness has become Krishnamay. Hence, these gopis see Krishna everywhere. So, Krishna had promised at the time of the Chirharan that I will bestow the Maharas Ras upon you. Rasanam samuho iti rasaha. The highest bliss, the collection of those highest blisses, that is the Maharas. And now he has promised he will do the Maharas. But God doesn't have any mind, He doesn't have any desires. He's Atmaram, rejoicing in this self. How will He do the Maharas? So, Viksharantum Manaschakre Yogamaya Mupashrita. He took shelter of Yogamaya, the divine energy which is Radha. So with the help of his divine energy, he created a mind. If he is Atmaram, nobody can serve him. He neither feels hungry nor feels thirsty. He will not know the difference between a Rasgulla and a Gobar Ka Gulla. But then how will the devotee serve with love? So to provide devotees with the opportunity to serve, the Sarvagya, Sarva Samarth becomes Asamarth. The all-powerful, he hides all his powers. He says, I want, I need. And then the devotee says, okay, let me get the best dress for you, the best garland for you, the best shringar. So, with the help of Yogamaya, the first verse itself, he created his mind. Sri Krishna would take food from his house. Yashoda Maiya would say, Lala, I am tying your tiffin, take it with yourself. And the Sakhas would also take the food. So there in the forest, they would all sit down to eat. It was not exactly a potluck, because they would all have brought their own tiffins cooked by their own Mayyas, and they would eat that food. But Sri Krishna would keep his eyes on the food his friend is eating. What did your Mayya cook? Give me a little bit. The Sakha would say, you hungry fellow, you eat your own, I will eat my own. Bhukha bhik manga, every day you look at my food. Now imagine, God is being insulted in this manner. If you insult your friend like this, how offended he or she will feel? Let us say that some of your friend reaches your home for 3 days at lunchtime. So internally you think this nuisance always comes at lunchtime, I have to feed him. But you don't say it with your mouth. With your mouth you say, Aiye, aiye, you have come at the right time, please come and sit and eat with me. However, if you are frank with your friend and say, is this the only time you get, can't you come at some other time? That friend will feel so offended, he thinks I'm coming for the sake of food, I will never go to his house again. However, here this kind of behavior is being done with God. He says, what has your Maiya made? And the Sakha says, you eat your own. But when the Sakha starts eating, Sri Krishna holds his hand. The Sakha takes with the reverse hand and puts it in his mouth. Sri Krishna stops him right there. He takes from his mouth the half-eaten food and eats it. How hungry he is. Not for food, for the love of his devotees. And then he says, wow, your Maiya makes such tasty food. I'll tell my Yashoda Maiya to learn from her. So that is the kind of bliss that he is showering. These Sakhas don't realize that they are playing with God. By his yoga maya, he has made them all forget. And he has forgotten himself as well. So they play games. Rijavat khel jitaya sakhan ko, ghoda bani bani banwari dekh dekhari. They play games, and in the game, the condition is he who will win will be the rider, and he who will lose will be the horse. Now Krishna Kanhaiya Lal has lost. So it is your turn. Give your turn and become the horse. But the Sri Rama and Dhansukh are very big. So what? In play, you have lost. You have to give the turn. Now what happens? Bane ghoda sakha savar, देखो कैसो रिझवार, मन तेरो सांचो यार, ब्रजराज कुमार. Kripaluji Maharaj is describing that scene. He says, how astonishing that God who's worshipped in every temple of the world, that God who is offered praises through the Ved mantras and who is offered ahuti in the yagyas, has become a horse for his sakhas. And they are saying, chal ghode chal. But the matter does not end even here. Because those who do horse riding, they experience thrill when the horse gallops quickly. And if the horse goes slowly on a slow trot, then the rider thinks, what was the use? I could as well have walked on the ground. And that is why in horse riding, the rider uses the spur of the shoe, the heel, to kick the horse in the stomach. And receiving that kick, the horse then stops galloping. So Sri Krishna is going slowly. And the Sakha gives him a kick. Receiving that kick, Sri Krishna is amazed. What kind of a devotee is he? All the other devotees offer worship through the Purusha Suktam, Sahasra Rekha Purukha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat. And look at him, he is giving me a kick. But that Sakha is in such a state of love that the knowledge he is God has drowned in it. We cannot artificially copy that. You cannot say, all right, Sri Krishna is my friend, I'll go to the deity and kick it. Hey, lala. That will be considered an offense for us because our intellect has not drowned in love. So as yet we must follow the external maryada. However, internally you can start cultivating the sentiment that God is my friend. And then one day we will also receive that ras. So Sri Krishna starts galloping fast and tears of joy come out of his eyes as he relishes the bliss of his devotee. But then he slows down as he goes a little further. What happened? Did you get exhausted? No, the kick I received was so sweet, I want another one. Again the Sakha gives him a kick. This is the Braj Ras. In that Braj Ras, both God and devotee have drowned their knowledge. And all they know is He is mine. Sri Krishna lifted the Govardhan for 7 days and 7 nights. After 7 days, Indra realized his folly. So he came on the white elephant, the Airavat, and he got off. He pulled the cloud off So Krishna put the hill down by his Sudarshan disk. He dried all the water. Indra came and fell in front of him and begged forgiveness. Maharaj, I didn't realize who you were. I thought you to be a little boy. Who can understand your divine pastimes? Valmiki ji Maharaj says, Soi janai, jehi dehu janai, janat tumhi ve jai. That person can understand God, on whom God bestows His divine intellect by His grace. And one who receives the grace becomes God-like. If somebody touches the wire of 110 volts, you have 110 in your body. So those who attain God become God-like. Indra said, Maharaj, I took you to be a little boy. It was my biggest folly. I forgot that my intellect is tiny and God is so big. Whenever we question the leelas of God, why did God do this, why did God do that, we are forgetting the size of our intellect is so small and God is so infinite. If we can understand one thing about Him, it is a blessing. Otherwise, we should not be able to understand anything. But when we surrender, by surrendering, we receive the grace. So Indra, without surrendering, he offended the Lord. And now he got humbleness. That humbleness is the stepping stone to devotion. He fell at the feet of Krishna. Krishna forgave him. However, something else happened. Those Brajabasis who used to think Krishna is just one of us, they saw the king of heaven coming and offering pranam. Most of the Brajabasis were village people. They were all village people, but most of them were illiterate, farmers. A couple of them were scholarly and they recognized, this eyes, this is Devraj. So they spread the news that the king of the celestial abodes came and offered pranam to Kanhaiya. So that means Kanhaiya is God. He is not like we thought. We used to casually say, Kanua, Kanua. And he is actually God. So slowly the devotion, that news started spreading. You know what? Krishna is God. And that news reached Krishna's little friends. You know what? My mummy and papa were talking that Krishna is God. You know what? Have you heard he is God? Those friends of his who used to play arm in arm, they started looking at him fearfully. He is God. Krishna saw that change in bhav and he started crying. The Sakhas said, what happened? Why are you crying? Did you sprain your arm? If you keep your arm like this, it will get sprained in 7 days. No, people are looking at me in a bad way. They are thinking I am God. That earlier mamatva, he is mine. Whether he is my friend or my beloved or my child, that is the Braj-ras, he is mine. And the moment the Aishwarya comes, then you go back, Shantakaram Bhujakshayanam Padmanabham Shuresham. That is not the Braj-ras, that is the Aishwarya-ras. So Krishna says that bliss is finished. They are thinking I am God. The Sakhas, they had a meeting. They said, what kind of God is he? We defeat him in play. Our parents don't know anything. He is just our langotia yar. Again, by Yoga Maya, Krishna made them forget.